Right,
Hello.
so
Okay.
welcome, Katie, John, Elaine. Thanks for joining. So I thought we'll start off with a little discussion on today's quote, which I took from the lesson we discussed yesterday in quite some depth, but this will just be a quick rerun. Elaine wasn't in that session, so
Okay. What was the quote? What was the quote? Because I did read a few things here and there.
So the quote was taken from A Course in Miracles. I'll just share my screen and you should be able to see it.
Yeah, remember I've got my phone to my ear, but I can have a look. Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at the screen, can you see my screen, everyone?
Yeah.
So there, I don't know if you can read the quote. But someone can read it for us. John, do you want to have a read of that?
Yeah. What keeps the world in chains but your beliefs? And what can save the world except yourself? Belief is powerful indeed. The thoughts you hold are mighty, and illusions are as strong in their effects as is the truth.
Yeah, I did see it. Yes, I did see it.
So that's from Workbook Lesson 132 from A Course in Miracles, which we studied and meditated on yesterday. But I thought those opening lines were particularly powerful, so sent it out as a quote. And then, so the format of these sessions, we just have a sort of 10-minute chat and discussion about it. And then we go into meditation, and it's half an hour or 35 minutes. So any thoughts on that, Elaine? No,
it resonates completely. Hey, I've become, it's something I've kind of been aware of in my head for quite some years now. Okay, our beliefs and our thoughts, but I'm starting to really get it now, like really internalize it. And understand how true it is, because it's not something it's intellectually is not going to help you. You need to truly understand what that means, because like I actually did your meditation. In fact, in this beliefs one, that first meditation, and then you said, okay, and just let it go. Yes, and you said just like, just let it like dirty clouds. I don't know how you put it. These thoughts,
black clouds.
Yes, and that kind of worked for me. And that they have no power, and rather than ruminating on them and having them totally overwhelm your whole existence, So thanks. No, it resonates a lot, and I'm excited about really finding techniques and ways to work with it, so that we can experience the benefits of clearing our minds and allowing the light through.
Yeah, so those little meditations I call breath breaks, and they're just short little really applications of these ideas. So to give you a little introduction to what the Course in Miracles is, and the workbook particularly, you'll see there's some text, quite a bit in this lesson. Some of the lessons are shorter, which is kind of the theory, and he's giving you the motivation, he's giving you the logic, because there's a logic behind this, and then he gives you a practice. So what I've done is I've just put what he suggests here as the practice. I who remain as God created me would loose the world from all I thought it was, for I am real because the world is not, and I would know my own reality. And he's asking you to just meditate on that and bring whatever ideas that are in your mind, or clouding your awareness, into mind, and then release them. And I just take the breath, because it's a very powerful modality for bringing us to more awareness and also releasing. So the idea is, on the in breath, you come into more awareness, you hold the breath. There's kind of in the hold, there's a stillness, there's a quietness. You can observe your mind. And then in the exhale, there's a natural release. So use that natural release of the breath to help you to release the thoughts. And along with thoughts goes energy and emotion. And so it's just a tool to help you to actually let go. In the end, it's really simple. We need to let go of these thoughts and emotions that are not helping us. And all these lessons and practices like meditation and breath breaks, so on, are just there to help us to do that and facilitate that process. So yeah, all I've done is kind of taken this course as the foundation and gone, okay, so how do I interpret this, adapt this, and make it easier to do? Because it's really about practicing it. What I love about it is giving you a lesson every single day with a powerful idea like this. I
love it.
I thought it was. And then these little meditations, you're saying, look, for 15 minutes, just meditate on this. Really, it's a guided focused meditation on an idea, and then it gives you a little mind training exercise to work with. So it's designed for the Western mind, because there's a mind that is busy. He knows how busy our minds are and how much we think. We're obsessed with thoughts. So saying, okay, well, we'll use that. I know you can think. In fact, you overthink everything, but we'll use your capacity to think and your intellect, because we value our intellects very highly in the West. You think our intellects are, God and know everything. Say, I'll use all of that, but I'll use those abilities to actually undo your ego,
to solve the problem.
The intellect. Yes, exactly. So it's very clever.
Yes.
And remember, well, you probably don't know the background of this. This was designed for, and this initiative was given to Helen Schuckman, who was the scribe of it. She was Jewish. She was an atheist. She was highly academic. She was a research psychologist at Columbia University. And she was a non-believer. She didn't believe in any of this. And then the stuff's coming through from Jesus. And she's freaked her out. I mean, she never quite came to terms with it.
And she's Jewish.
But the point is, it was designed for an intellectual. Yeah, it was designed for an intellectual mind. And so that's what he's done. So let's speak to your intellect, and he's going to use the pure logic of what he's saying. So you just got a little taste of it in the first two sentences of this three sentences of this paragraph. But that logic goes all the way through, and it just breaks down your ego, breaks down the intellect. So that in the end you go, I can't argue with you anymore, Jesus. You're right. Your logic is impeccable. I can't fault it. I've tried. You can try and break the logic of the course all you want, and people do. But in the end, like, if you're honest, you have to go, what he's saying is absolutely logical. I can't really fault it. And so then I must believe it. I must accept it. And then he says, well, either you're going to accept this course entirely or not at all. So in the end, that's what he's doing. He's aiming for a total transfer of belief, that you will totally believe what this course is saying, which means that you'll have freed your mind. Because if you totally believe in what he's saying, then you must be as he was. He was an enlightened being. You become as he was, totally one with this power we call God, or source, or creator, or father, whatever you want to call it. The language doesn't matter, but there is an essence in you, and he's saying that is your salvation. That's where you need to go to merge with. And the only thing that's stopping you is your false beliefs. So therefore, the whole methodology is to let go of these false beliefs. Just let them go as and when they arise, and they keep coming up in life. They get triggered, things arise, as you know, and then really any situation that's difficult or challenging is an opportunity to look at some false beliefs that are arising in the form of, whatever it's taking, a relationship, financial difficulties, all these difficulties that human beings encounter. It's just another form of that same false. There's actually only one false belief, and that's the beauty of this. So there's only one false belief, and that false belief is in separation. But you think you have a separate self. You think you have a separate identity from oneness, And that false belief plays out through your entire life. It creates all your problems, all your difficulties, all your dramas, all your pain, all your suffering, all your sickness, all your death. And it's all just a belief. And so if you can identify it, and as it arises, you notice it and you go, okay, I can really see that this is just a belief. And I don't blame the external. See, what the ego's done very cleverly is it's got us to blame the external world. Say, oh, I'm upset because of this person, or because that happened, because this was done to me. I'm the victim of the world. And so that maintains the belief system, because apparently it's justified by the external world. Very, very clever. I mean, it's invented the entire external world for that purpose. I saw that so clearly. I did that Vipassana retreat I mentioned in our last conversation.
Yes.
And on day 9, because it's 9 days of like intense meditation, 10 to 12 hours a day, and in silence. And on day 9, I had this kind of epiphany. I lay down on my bed because I said, don't lie down. I was like, my body's so like sore. I just actually need to lie down. But it was great because I just let go. And it was like, okay, it was a physical letting go, and it was a release. And in that moment, I just absolutely saw the truth of what he's saying. That this is a veil of illusion. We've created this entire veil of this world simply to cover the light, to cover this pure formless awareness. And I had a little glimpse of that for like 30 seconds or something. I don't know how long it was.
But it was clear.
But it was so clear. I saw it.
Yeah.
It was absolutely
wonderful.
Clear, pure, what I call pure formless awareness. Just absolute clarity. There it is. And then, okay, it was gone after, I don't know, a few seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it was. And then immediately this spirit, this Holy Spirit, we call it in this teaching, which is really just the awareness of the truth, the awareness of oneness, comes in and says, actually, all you've done is you just created this entire illusion, this veil, to justify all of the thoughts and emotions that cloud this awareness. That's the only purpose for the world. And it's so clear to me. It was just like viscerally, you just get it. And I was like, I actually get why they call this a veil, because we just pulled it over. We've used it as a cover over this light. And that's the only purpose for the world. And I cried because I was like, how can we do that?
How sad, tragic.
Well, exactly. That is like, we have this pure formless awareness, this absolute pristine awareness or consciousness, and then we pull the light over that. We pull the darkness over that to cover it, and instead engage in all this crazy thought and emotion and everything that goes along with the human condition. And pure formless awareness is gone from our awareness. It's seemingly lost, and all we've got is an illusion. And we're dealing with all these difficulties that are really self-created, because we've created them from this belief that we are not that pure formless awareness. And that's all that's really going on here. So that's why he's highlighted here. It's your beliefs that are the problem. If you can, you keep the world in chains through your beliefs. So you project your beliefs onto the world, and you interpret the world according to your beliefs.
Right.
So if you believe in their separation, you will see in the world, you will see pain, you will see suffering, you will see sickness, you will see death, you will see a very threatening, very fearful world, because that is your belief. And that now projected into the world. Now you perceive the world as such, and projection and perception go together. And so you project and you perceive it is real, and then that reinforces the projection, because now the belief is strengthened, and you project it out some more, and you perceive
and then it becomes
more, and we get locked into a pattern, a cycle of projection and perception that's self-reinforcing, that keeps creating the same dysfunctional patterns, and it's very tiring, it's very exhausting. So like, oh my God, is there any way out? Am I ever going to get out of this? Unfortunately, we have masters like Jesus who say, no, there is a way out, but you must follow my way. What I love about this teaching as well is there's no compromise. You're not saying, look, you're going to get out by doing this a little bit. You're saying, no, I lose the world, all I thought it was, right? So he's saying every single belief, every single value that you hold, you must question it, because they're all false. we started with one false idea. I'm separate from God. I'm separate from love. I have my own identity. And from that false idea, we built a whole false belief system. And now that false belief system has come to define us. Now that has become our new reality. It's become our identity. It's become everything to us. Right. Because that's the power of our minds. Our minds are enormously powerful. God gave them the power. We've misused that power to miscreate a false world and a false identity. And all that's doing is supporting a false identity. That's what's going on. So the only way out of that is to start releasing the beliefs that make up that identity, that create this construct of separation. And that's what frees you. And so it's all about letting go. Letting go, Jesus calls it forgiveness. You must let go of those beliefs and be willing to
do ourselves
all you thought it was. And go the whole way. Like, don't stop. Because too many people go, well, I'll let go of a little bit, but no, I'm not going to let go of that. I'm not going to let go of that. And of course, each belief, one little part of that egoic belief of separation keeps the belief intact. You still believe in it.
Right.
And then it keeps playing out. And so this is a comprehensive undoing of every single scrap of that belief system. And that's the only way to freedom. And that might sound radical and difficult, but probably in your experience, I think what's brought you to me is like, well, what else is going to work? What else is really going to do the job? Like, if I'm not going to really do this and really let go, what am I going to do? A half-assed job and expect that's going to work?
You can't be half pregnant. You're in it or not.
Exactly.
Like
they're saying, look, this course will be believed entirely or not at all. And he knows that
not at all.
That's a process. You're gonna, your belief, you start off with unbelief, and then you start believing a bit more, and then you have doubts and you vacillate and you go back into the ego. But he's saying, I'll guide you through this process, because this is a process of undoing these false beliefs.
Yeah, you see what I like about it, Jonathan, is that he works with the Western mind. Okay, because that's been my problem. Okay, because I've been exposed to the most incredible teachings and incredible stuff for quite some years now, but that somehow, and maybe why, that there's a readiness in me to just really embrace it in a way, like once and for all. Not this little so I have entertained the idea of our beliefs and this and that, and like trying so hard to let go of it all, but not doing very well at it. Whereas I see these as really very, very practical tools. But I also think I'm at a stage of readiness. And it's amazing. I'm really just feeling this lovely. I am feeling in flow today, which is the opposite of resistance.
Yeah, it's great. So your retreat obviously worked.
I think there was something, yes. There was something.
So
there was something this weekend. Yeah, that definitely. There was a shift, or it seems so. I hope so. I'm trying to see. We question everything. Huh? I do. I don't know. Listen, I am. Well, I suppose I'm like all humans. Always.
Well, we doubt ourselves.
We doubt ourselves. We doubt ourselves. When we see the truth, we doubt the truth, and the truth is what's going to set us free.
And we go, well, what's true?
And it's
am I seeing clearly? And is this true?
Yeah. And because we've been so brainwashed into this illusion, okay, and we talk about it all the time, and we all act it out all the time, that it's very hard to go against the stream, and actually just throw it all out. And which is why you said somewhere in your discussion or meditation or somewhere you said, or in your notes, that we can't be free alone. And this is the interconnectedness of all things. Like the more we practice that ourselves, the more we give other people the opportunity to do the same. Because we are, I don't know, I can't even really, I don't know how you put it, but it was really lovely, and I understood it. And it's just beautiful that we all just need to be ourselves, be who we are, like our essence, our spirit. And it's actually effortless. But I'm excited about this work you're offering. I really am. I did mention that in a message.
Excellent.
And it's great. And you know what I like as well, because I see you as coming from, because it's all this kind of So I've always been the black sheep of the family and the bit of the airy fairy wada wada, coming from very intellectual kind of environment in my family, in my wider, upbringing, etc. And so I just find it so refreshing, because I see a lot of stuff like yourself, people like yourself, that I'm sure you've always been a seeker and a thinker, but perhaps not in a terribly esoteric way. Am I? Would have you been described as, one of the esoteric types, would you say, in your years?
I suppose I have. I certainly don't fit the mold.
Okay, so you've always had a bit of a kink.
Yeah,
you've always had that kink.
Just I'm an outlier, an anomaly in the matrix, to put it in matrix.
Okay, I suppose we all are. Hey.
Well, anyone who's really going on this path, if you really start questioning everything, then you do become
this is really going to, somewhere it doesn't matter where you start.
The world is real, and if you start going, well, actually, the world isn't real, that makes you pretty much an outlier. In fact, most people are going to think you're crazy. How can you say the world's not real? Look, you can see it, feel it, touch it, taste it, smell it. It must be real. Surely it must. Our senses tell us that. And of course, if it's all a veil of illusion, then it's all a setup. Our senses the whole thing's been constructed by the mind to give us exactly that illusion, to convince us that it's real. That's the point. And people like Jesus and the masters, they've pierced the veil and they've seen through it, and they've gone, no, this isn't ultimately true. So therefore, it's false. If it's not ultimately true, it must be false.
It can't be false or half true.
It can't be somewhat true. Yeah, it's either true or it's not. Somewhat. So this, you see, we fudge it. We go, oh well, I like a bit of truth. Some people like a bit of spirituality. Yeah, no, it's a little bit of that's fine, but I don't want the whole thing.
This and a little bit of that. And, I'm very open-minded. I can take a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Yeah, a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Mix a little bit with my. Mix a little bit with my weird
attack and murder. I was reading the course the other day in the text. He says, well, you think you can kind of merge these two. So you think you can have a little bit of murder and attack, and a little bit of love and kindness and forgiveness, and put them together and sort of make some sense of that thought system. Oh, well, on one hand, I'll kind of attack someone and try and murder them, and then, I'll just change my mind a bit and I'll be kind to them and loving to them.
Yeah. But
there are so many, does it? I mean, the two are.
It's like, it's like the COVID scenario with people like, oh, well, I kind of like, I see both sides. I've got to fit in both. No, you cannot sit. Well, exactly. You have to know where your truth lies. Where is your truth? You cannot. Oh, well, this is interesting, and it's very interesting that 99% of people in hospital are, unvaccinated, and all these statistics and blah blah. And then on the other hand, you're questioning the silencing of top doctors. No, you can't you cannot understand. It's a total contradiction in terms. It's like, make up your mind, which is your reality. And I think that this is where COVID's been so profound, because it's not one of the things like you just can't be half pregnant. You actually, say, oh, well, it doesn't really matter what you believe, let's just love one another and just accept one another and respect one another. Well, yes. And I mean, when you look at it, I'm also coming to terms with that is actually really just being able to accept, that my brother, who's a professor of medicine, he's taken
the vaccine.
He's taken the narrative.
And the boosters.
And the boosters had 3. Okay, 3 before anyone else.
3 boosters.
3. He told me. And so it's like, what the fuck? And I'm sending him like, oh, please, darling, won't you just listen to this, just purely for the sake of science. Okay, let's just. I mean, this is hard. Let's in the best interest of science. Would you please? Just listen to this. I would just like you to listen. He won't even. It's like, and he'll say that, listen, I haven't got time. I haven't got time for conspiracy theory and this. I said, please do not insult my.
Elaine's gone. So you see very clearly that it's all belief. Beliefs. What drives the world? What's driven the COVID pandemic? Belief. People's beliefs. So any thoughts on that? Katie and John? Still there?
I put my camera off because I think it was since yesterday. Sometimes the the audio when you speak it's sometimes interrupted.
Oh, really? Okay. So it's not that clear. How's it for you, John?
What the recording yesterday?
Well, no, today's live session. Can you hear me?
Oh,
okay?
yeah, fine. I mean,
Right.
I think a lot of it was kind of more focused on your conversation with Elaine, but it was fine. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
so any thoughts on that, or Katie's gone as well? Okay. Well, let's wait a minute or two. If people come back, we'll do a meditation, shall we?
Katie's here, I think.
Yeah, she dropped out briefly. Hi, Katie. So any thoughts on that?
No, I think it's all material we've been through before, and and makes good sense, and
yeah, I like the focus on beliefs, in this lesson he's saying, you're really looking at your beliefs. And only your beliefs keep you in chains.
Yeah.
So it's always worth asking the question. So if you're feeling upset or triggered at all by anything, say, well, what false belief is now being shown to me? It's always a good question to ask.
Yes, indeed.
What false belief's coming up here for me to look at and release? There's Elaine coming back. Because then you're using each situation to undo your core beliefs. If you remember, in the course, the whole point is to drill down into the core belief. Hi, Elaine. So you dropped out there.
Yeah. Sorry, I lost you. Just tell me how this works. Can everybody hear me talking as well? Because I haven't heard anyone else. Okay, so I'm sort of just taking over this whole.
Well,
I think I'm
it's okay. You're a newbie, so we call. So it's fine. We're gonna and it's a conversation which is interesting. It's just going out to everyone. So hopefully there'll be people who resonate with it as well. So shall we do a meditation? I think that's the format of these. Do a discussion and then a meditation. So we'll do a 15-minute meditation. If you want to make yourself comfortable somewhere. So just sitting comfortably, feet shoulder width apart, back straight, cup your hands in your lap, close your eyes, and start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. So breathing in, noticing how the stomach rises and the chest rises. Subtle flow of air in through the nostrils, clenching your sphincter muscle, so locking the energy in, drawing the energy up your spine. This nice warm flow of energy, tingling flow of energy up your spine into your heart center. Put one hand in your heart, connecting with your heart space, just feeling this nice presence, comforting, warm presence of love. Breathe in again, draw the energy up into the crown of your head, just pausing at the top of the inhale. And the quietness and the stillness, and the gap between breaths, just scan your mind and notice any thoughts, any emotions going on, any sensations related to those. So anything that's at all negative, you could call it, limiting, contracted, constricting. Notice how that feels. Notice how it shows up in your body. And the very subtle cues, maybe just a clenching of the jaw, clenching of the fists, dry mouth. The extreme, we can have all kinds of physical symptoms like sweaty palms and nausea, panic attacks. Wherever you are on that spectrum, just notice, breathe into it. So with the breath, you create some space, you create some awareness, some light. You visualize, you can visualize a golden or white light just flowing into every pore, every cell of the body, every part of your mind. You don't visualize, just some space, just some openness in your thinking. So your thinking slows down. There's really no need to think about anything else. You just observe whatever that feeling is, emotion, and use today's workbook lesson to just let it go. I loosed the world from all I thought it was. So you just let go of your beliefs, your attachment to whatever's causing this distress, because it's always a false belief. Maybe you can get some idea of what that belief is. You believe you're separate. You believe that you're a separate person from the other person who's causing you grief. This is a belief, it's not a fact. You see the other person as a body, but what if that's all illusion? So just release it all with the help of your breath. Exhale. Say, I loose the world from all I thought it was. Letting it all go, blowing all these beliefs away. The breeze of your breath. The nothingness they really are. These cloud patterns are ephemeral, shifting, changing. There's no substance to them. They are not real. So just finding a clarity and a stillness, a light. And the gap between breaths. It's a little portal to eternity. Just connect with that deeply. And just breathing in and out through your nose in a nice, comfortable rhythm. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice how the stomach rises, stomach falls. Observe the subtle sensations of the breath flowing into the nostrils and then out of the nostrils. And let the rhythm of the breath just take you a bit deeper into yourself, to this calm, quiet, centered place in your mind where you're just aware of your own awareness, aware of yourself, your capital self. It's pure formless awareness just arising in your awareness, beyond all of your false beliefs and all of the thoughts and emotions they trigger, beyond the dramas of your life in this world. There's this pure formless awareness. Perfect love, pure oneness, beingness, essence, presence, many names for it, the ground of being. You could call it God if you want. Whatever term works for you. The main thing is to experience it. So just sinking into it deeper and deeper with each breath. Just letting go, and letting God is the phrase. Surrendering. Letting go of all your thoughts and your beliefs. Your own desires and fears, intentions, goals, dreams, aspirations. Letting go of sense perceptions. If you notice any sound, there's a helicopter flying over now, you may be able to hear it. Just let that go. These things arise and they subside. Anything that changes is not real. So don't attach your mind to it. Just these thoughts and sense perceptions just blow through your mind, just drifting away like cloud patterns. There's nowhere else to go, there's nothing else to do, nothing else to think about. Breathe, relax, and be still. For the next couple of minutes of deep silence, just sink in to the stillness and the silence that's calling you. And keep observing your breath, just watching the subtle flow of air in and out through the nostrils. Touch of the breath on the area below your nose, between your nose and your upper lip. Just keep your mind on that. That's your mantra. And you let it just sink deeper, deeper and deeper into the peace and the stillness and the quietness. That I'm calling you since time began. So listen to the call now for the next 2 minutes of deep silence. Just surrender to it completely. For the next 2 minutes. And if any thoughts arise, anything at all, it's irrelevant. So remind yourself that you loosed the world. I loosed the world from what I thought it was. And just blow these thoughts away. It's the breeze of your breath. They're just cloud patterns. They have no substance. Just release them. And allow your mind to merge with the pure blue sky, pure formless awareness. The light of your source that shines through it. For another minute of deep silence. And so just gently coming back to an awareness of the body and the breath and the senses and the world. On the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes. So 1, just breathing in, noticing how the stomach rises and the chest rises, subtle flow of air in through the nostrils. Just pausing at the top of the inhale, noticing any thoughts and emotions going on. Particularly anything that feels at all negative or limiting, contracted or constricting. And you just release that, exhale, blow it away. So I loose the world from what I thought it was. And you release and free your mind. And so the air flows out as you exhale. So sensation of the air on your lips. Chest and the stomach suck back in. The energy subsides back down like a wave breaking back into the ocean, coming to rest in the lower stomach and your groin. On the count of 2, noticing the weight of your body pressing down into the chair, your feet touching the ground. Noticing what you're feeling, your hands, what you're touching. As you breathe in, maybe there's a subtle smell in your nose, a taste in your mouth. Noticing all these subtle sensations. Bring your mind back to the world, but through the present moment. Be very present. Very connected still to this presence that hopefully you're deeply connected with in the last 15 minutes. So now on the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes. Just look around, noticing various objects in the room around you. Without any judgment. So there's no judgment of any of your sense perceptions. Whatever you're hearing, whatever you're seeing, it's all the same. Notice that this awareness, this pure formless awareness that underlies it all is the same whether you're looking at an apple, a wall, a computer screen, a mobile phone, whatever it happens to be. The awareness that underlies it all is unaffected. So coming into an awareness that this is your fundamental awareness, this is your true nature. And I want to stay there, stay connected to this for the rest of the afternoon and evening. So just remember this idea to help you do that. If anything's coming in to disturb your peace, remind yourself that I loosed the world from what I thought it was. And you should have all got it's about a 6-minute breath break I sent on WhatsApp this morning. So listen to that again if you need to. It's just it's a way of reminding yourself, topping up your tank of presence and helping you to let go of anything that comes in to disturb your peace. So use that to stay connected to the source and have a very happy and flowing afternoon and evening, which is what I wish for you. Thank you for joining. That brings us to the end of the session. So I hope to see you again tomorrow at the same time. And namaste, which means the divine presence of love and light in me acknowledges and honors that same presence in you.
Thank you, Jono. Nice.
Hey, thank you, everyone.